Tennessee Republican Senator Bill Hagerty, he's a member of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. Senator, thank you so much for being here on this Labor Day. We really appreciate the time today. Before we get to Peter's reporting there and these possible issues with the State Department, I want you and the audience to hear a little bit of an interview with a woman who's pregnant and she's stuck in Afghanistan. Take a listen. And she's American.
I think to myself, like, am I going to make it home? Am I going to end up living here? Am I going to end up dying here? What's going to happen? Apparently, they're going door to door from now, trying to see, if anybody has a blue passport.
So terrifying. Senator Hagerty, talk to us about the State Department issue here that keeps coming up time and again.
This is a product of this evacuation that has been handled in such a haphazard fashion. I think the State Department is really incapable of assessing the situation on the ground right now because they've evacuated. What's happened, though, is we've left American citizens behind, just as you've noted here. And that is extremely concerning. I just returned from a trip to London and to Brussels, meeting with allies in the UK and at NATO. We've got British citizens that have been left behind, too. This activity that is taking place is not just with Americans, but it's also with our allies who are suffering in exactly the same means. And we have left them in this condition. I mean, the frustration that they conveyed to me was palpable. What they talked about was a situation where we let a calendar drive our approach to Afghanistan rather than the conditions on the ground. And that's what yields a situation precisely like the one that you just showed with this lady who's expecting a child, trying to get out and not knowing what her future may be. We should have never let a calendar drive it. We shouldn't let local domestic politics drive it. That's the perception overseas. We should have been driving this based on the conditions on the ground, and that's not what happened here.
Well, and one of the alarming things is these are private organizations. You have volunteers, private citizens in the United States. There are I do know of reporters all over the country, Griff and I included, trying to help people. We're in the United States trying to get the attention of the State Department to help people in Afghanistan because they're Americans or they have helped Americans. That's quite a statement of where we are right now in this country.
Indeed, Alicia, I appreciate what you and Griff are doing. My staff has worked through the weekends doing exactly the same thing, reaching out to the State Department, trying to help Americans and our allies get out of that nation. This is a terrible situation. We should have never found ourselves in this position. And the concern, I think, that our allies feel, and certainly that they shared with me on my most recent trip, is very, very great. Because what we've done is we've actually precipitated a situation where the Taliban now have declared victory. A great victory of propaganda as well, and that's inspiring jihadists from around the world to step up the threat of terror. Even worse, we've armed them. We've left billions of equipment back in Afghanistan, some of the finest high-grade military equipment in the world. They are now armed. They now have equipment that we are going to have to deal with, and the threat that our allies are perceiving is even more proximate than our own because geographically they're located much more close. They're also concerned about a humanitarian disaster because of refugees fleeing Afghanistan now that it's been destabilized by the Taliban. This is an extremely concerning situation, something that all Americans, I think, feel very, very deeply concerned about.
And Senator, this has so many layers because on top of that, we have a security concern here at home about who exactly is headed out of Afghanistan. Even as we're trying to help people get on the planes, there's a big question over who is getting on the planes. And we do have some news from Jennifer Griffin. We were reporting in the last hour that she was able to confirm an AP report that Camp Bondsteel in Kosovo is the base that will be used to house Afghans who have been flagged in the process of vetting. Several have already been sent to Kosovo. The question is, what will the U.S. government do with these individuals? So these are folks who couldn't pass the initial screening process. They made it out of the country. They haven't passed the screening process. But that is a big question. What happens now?
It certainly is a big question. And again, it goes back to a completely poorly planned and executed process that has resulted in this. You've also got people coming to America right now. Secretary Mayorkas at the Department of Homeland Security says we'll take a minimum of 50,000 people from Afghanistan here. I'm very concerned about the ability to vet and properly manage this process. So you look at what's happened at our southern border, the disaster that the Biden administration has created there. Now they're telling us they're going to be able to manage this effectively and efficiently. I think we have every reason to be concerned.
And Senator, I should mention, I do have to wrap things up here, that you are one of more than 24 Republicans on the Hill who are asking and demanding from the Biden administration that they be more clear on exactly how they're going about this process, deciding who gets on those planes and who gets here to our homeland. Tennessee Republican Senator Bill Hagerty, have a nice Labor Day. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.